Cześć, witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie, z tej strony Remix, a to jest kolejny odcinek Zagrajmy w Runaway 2 Sen żółwia. Nie pamiętam co robiliśmy ostatnio, do tego weź cygarniczka, tak? Cygarniczka, dobrze czy przeczytałem? Tak. Dobra, kurczę, nie pamiętam co robiliśmy i teraz mam kłopot. Byliśmy u tego ziomka, chyba skończyła się kreda. Dobra, może chodźmy do Lokelani, dobrze pamiętam, dobrze pamiętam.
Hey, Lokelani.
Lokelani. Tutaj niestety nie tak w Black Mirror. Nie tak jak w Black Mirror, te dialogi są dłuższe mi się wydaje, albo po prostu są nudniejsze. Black Mirror to jakoś szybko schodziło, a tutaj ciągnie się i ciągnie i to czasami nie ma końca. Zbyt wielu ludzi, powiedzmy jeszcze raz, wiesz coś o zysku fotograficznym na plaży.
Oh, it's just another money pit for tourists that my boss set up.
Dlaczego nie działa? Gdzie mogę dostać żetony do...
Where can I get my hands on some photo stand tokens? Do you sell them?
No, they normally sell them in the souvenir shop, but since it's closed, if you had a tow truck, you could lift the photo stand platform, because lots of tourists drop coins in the cracks between them, and there they stay until my money-grubbing boss does a full sweep to gather them up.
And why isn't it working?
No, it actually works fine. It's probably just not plugged in.
Jest włączony, powiadasz? O, wiesz, nigdy nie dosiadałem mechanicznego...
You know, I've never ridden a bucking bronco before.
Well, unfortunately, you won't be riding this one either. It's been broken for a long time. I think the last guy to ride it was my ex.
That was Brian, for sure.
No, that was Georgios. He would saddle up and scream, "Hit it, Loki, this one's for you, baby." I would activate the button underneath the bar, and he'd buck back and forth until his perfect little behind was sore. Then I'd turn it off.
When did that bucking bronco stop working?
Let me calculate. Since Georgios returned to Greece, let's see. Georgios was the one before Atahualpa. Atahualpa came before Vincenzo. Vincenzo was right before Nanook. And a bit later there was João. Then Victor. Then Abbas, Wool, Lars, Sean. Yeah, so I guess it was about 12 or 13 X's ago.
Your ex was such a lummox that he busted the bucking bronco?
No, but he came from an island where people jump onto bulls. He would hop on and start doing handstands and backflips. He said it was all a matter of balance and foresight, but it didn't seem that simple.
13 byłych, powiadasz, to trochę jesteś taka jakaś... nie powiem tego słowa. Bardzo wulgarnie. Możesz mi pożyczyć jeszcze kawałek kredy?
Could you lend me some more chalk?
Przydałoby się.
I'm sorry, but I don't have any more. That penny-pinching boss of mine steals them from the local public school. And he won't steal any more until the last
Te
piece is reduced to a speck
napisy
of
są
dust.
troszkę oczojebne. Albo może ogólnie kolorystyka tutaj. Bo strasznie mnie oczy bolą. W Black Mirror tego nie było, no bo tam wszystko szare było. Dobra. Więcej z tobą nic nie mam do pogadania.
See you around.
Zastanawiam się, czy jako, że to let's play, zostawić wszystko jak oni mówią, czekać, czy może przeczytać samemu na szybko i przewijać. Bo to jednak troszkę długo trwa. Dobra, co my tu mamy? Jest tutaj właśnie ta decha. Tu musimy jakoś ją zdjąć i wejść do środka.
It keeps the doors from being open. Impossible. Just by looking I can see the wood is too thick. I can't do it unless I remove that board first.
Dobra, może znajdziemy coś w pojemniku tutaj obok.
Not exactly dying to open it, but let's see what's inside.
No.
I hope it smells better inside than outside. Bags of trash, old newspapers.
Na pewno coś musi być.
Ooh, This could be totally usable. Almost a whole stick of butter. And no, nothing else in there looks
Serio?
recyclable, at least for now.
Kostkę masła wziął? O Boże. Dobra, wyjdźmy stąd, tutaj już nic. Może chodźmy do tego tutaj
Not
żołnierza?
very tempted by the idea of chit-chatting with more military types. But if I have no other choice...
Huh. This guy's reading. I hope that good habit makes him act nicer than his cohorts.
Włączę sobie stoper.
Hello there.
Jedzie.
Marine Zachariah O'Connor, at your orders, sir.
What do you mean, at my orders?
Pardon my indiscretion, sir, but I know a superior officer when I see one. Even if he's disguised in plain clothes, sir.
Jeez, how funny. Why do you think that?
Because you wear flashy colors to draw attention to yourself, sir. And that is precisely what nobody would expect of a soldier going incognito, sir. If you allow me to make a remark, I believe that was a very intelligent idea, sir.
Well, if you say so. By the way, you could try not to yell when you're talking.
Impossible, sir. I'm hard of hearing, and if I don't speak up, I run the risk of not knowing what the devil I'm saying, sir.
Okay.
Let's see. What do we say to him now? Soldier O'Connor.
Sir, yes, sir.
Widziałeś dziś przypadkiem dziewczynę spadającej z nieba? Zabierz mnie do obozu, masz może kawałek kredy?
Got a piece of chalk on you?
No, sir, but at school, I learned to make them. It's
Oh.
quite complicated, sir. You have to grate a bit of plaster, mix it with
Think.
gum Arabic, and place the
Guma
mixture in a
arabska.
test tube, sir.
W
Okie doke.
probówce.
So, what's the complicated part?
That's all, sir.
I see. Hey, I have another question, O'Connor.
No tak, bardzo skomplikowane. Tynk i guma arabska, tak? Wracaj na stanowisko żołnierzy, pamiętajcie, obserwuję was.
You didn't happen to
Najpierw
see a
to.
girl dropping out of the sky
Zobaczymy.
today by any chance?
No, sir. I always wear my ball cap this way, so I'm usually blind as a bat, sir.
Aha. Nie nosisz czapki tak, żeby coś widzieć, ale na litość boską, co robisz w armii, jeśli jesteś wpółgłuchy i ślepy jak kret?
Why don't you wear a hat that lets you see?
It's a lumberjack custom to protect our eyes, sir. Keeps the sawdust out on the one hand, and on the other, it keeps the bird doo-doo away when you climb a tree, sir.
Aha.
What in the good Lord's name can you do for your army if you're half deaf and blind as a bat?
My main task is as a lookout, sir. I used to work as a lumberjack before enlisting, and there's no one in this regiment who can climb a tree as fast as me, sir.
Chciałbym zobaczyć, jak wchodzisz na drzewo.
So you climb trees to spy on people? When I see the colonel, I'll have you tried for treason.
You are hilarious, sir. A deaf spy, sir. High treason. Your lady friend must bust her gut with you, sir.
My lady friend?
I meant that girl disguised as a waitress, whose body I couldn't describe without making an indecent comment or two, sir. I'm sure that she's actually an MP, with the mission to weed out soldiers who hit the booze too much, sir.
I'd like to see you climb a tree.
With pleasure. But I need rope to do that, and I don't have any here, sir.
Sznura. Zabierzesz mnie do obozu?
Shoot, sir. I can't. People would be surprised to see a civilian snooping around. Someone would recognize you, and it would mess up your plans, sir.
I was told that nobody would bug me if I came in with Soldier O'Connor.
No, sir. Only Professor Pignon is authorized to enter the camp with me, sir.
Who's Professor Pignon?
I've never seen him, sir. I only know that when
A,
he
może
gets here, I'm
strasznie
supposed
dużo
to drive
rozmów
him to
tutaj
the
jest.
camp and remain at his orders as long as he's on the island, sir. Ah, and I was given a photo. Look.
No pokaż mi zdjęcie, pokaż.
Which one is he?
Dzięki.
The monobrow with the wart?
No, sir. The old one is Professor James Simon. Good guy. He retired a year ago, more or less.
So, Pignon is the young one.
Geez, sir. You are a sharp tack. I never would have guessed that in my life.
Have you considered I could have you drawn and quartered for giving away confidential info?
You got me between a rock and a hard place, sir. I'm damned if I lie, and I'm damned if I tell the truth. I'm just a foot soldier who can't compete with your devilish West Point logic, sir.
Do you know how he'll get here?
I guess you'll be tired, sir.
I meant, what mode of transportation will he arrive in?
I don't know, sir. But whether by plane, train, boat, or swimming, you can't deny he'll be tired. Especially if he comes swimming, sir.
Let's talk about something else.
As you order, sir.
Return to your position, soldier. And
Dobra.
remember, I'm watching you.
At your orders, sir!
Skończyliśmy z nim gadać. Ten wraca tutaj do czytania.
It
Co?
resembles the ones they have near the
Co w
camp entrance,
kamerze?
but in a convertible version. Quite practical if you're hungry and you find mosquitoes tasty.
Zaraz może tutaj sobie tak... A monitor trochę podwyższę. Że teraz lepiej będę widział. Pożycz
Truth
kamerę.
is, I don't think O'Connor would let me.
No dobra, ale on powiedział, że nie zabierze nas do obozu. Nie zabierze do obozu póki... Znaczy... Nie póki, tylko... ma prawo zabrać tylko tego. Finion? Nie, to ja tak miał ten ziomek na imię? Czy na nazwisko? Profesor Finion. Ale my musimy się dostać do tego...
Hey, Lokelani.
do bazy.
What's on your mind, Kaimi? See you.
To co ja mam teraz robić? Tutaj nic nie zrobię, tutaj jest stoisko. No to może sprawdźmy to stoisko, może uda nam się wydostać spod spodu żetony.
Yeah. Let's see if Lokelani is right. Man, it's dark. Who knows what's crawling around down there? There might be a token under the boards, but it's pitch black
Tak.
underneath.
There was nothing as far as my arm could stretch anyway.
Kucnął i... od razu widział co było pod spodem, nie? Kurde, nawyk z Black Mirror. Tutaj ten ekwipunek.
Trying to get the long-tailed troublemaker to go under there, grab a token, and give it to me? That would rank #1 on any list of outlandish ideas. But in my particular case, I've done nuttier things, and they've worked out in the end. Knowing that lemur's nasty ways, I doubt this'll work. But times are desperate. Come on, little guy.
Normalnie gdybym już w to nie grał, to bym nie wiedział, że trzeba to zrobić, nie? O ty, jak go skopał. I teraz tak. Jest żeton. Ale... Ona chce... gorzałkę.
More whiskey, you sauced little
Whiskey.
scamp? No. What now?
Co to jest?
Beer.
Piwo.
This is insane. I'm enslaved to a boozed-up simian.
Niewolnikiem
He's
narąbanej
pretty
małpy.
darn good at drawing, though. Well, I guess I have no choice but to find my alcoholic lemur a brewski.
O Jezu. Co za lemur? Dobra, to może... Lokelani.
She
Done.
is attractive.
Tak, jest atrakcyjna, ale...
Lokelani, I wanted to ask you for something.
Czy masz piwo?
Oh, sorry. I must be the worst waitress in the Pacific. What can I do for you, Kaimi?
No, I didn't mean that. I just wanted to chat with you.
Lol.
I've been walking around in the
Coś mi
sun
się
for
zdaje, że to
so
nie będzie takie
long, I'm
proste.
parched. Give me a beer, please.
Sure thing. That'll be $2.
Well, the truth is, I don't have a cent on me, but I'll pay you back. You can trust me.
Sorry, my boss doesn't let customers run a tab, and I don't trust men that much. While we're on that topic, there's something I wanted to mention.
I'm listening.
Here's the thing. I get the impression that you never listen to me when I'm talking to you, and it really bums me out.
O
But
nie.
do you think I would have spent so much time with you if I didn't like hearing you describe the island, your work, your boyfriends?
That's easy to say, but I need you to demonstrate it. I've got it. I'll ask you a few questions about my ex-boyfriends, and if you're right, I'll give you a beer on the house.
Well, so far I haven't really gotten their names straight, I admit. Plus, you might ask me about a boyfriend you've never mentioned.
That must mean we need more quality time together. Ready?
If I must.
I had a Central European boyfriend who
Europa
bears a great
Środkowa.
resemblance to the Colonel. What was his name?
Był podobny do
Kaimi?
pułkownika. Ja nie pamiętam. Hamlin. Był taki w ogóle Iwo, nie kojarzę. Nie. Milo. Ludwik. Milo. Milo?
Milo?
Well, alright, but that one was a cinch. I also went out with a
Ja
Polynesian
sobie będę
dude.
zapisywał.
His name was...
Nie wiem. Lol, siaki? Palaki? Lopati?
Lopati.
O,
Not bad. Now let's see if you can remember which of my exes was of Indian
Hindi.
origin.
Faruk, Suit, Tarik, Tiru, Baril, Vasu. Tiru chyba, czy nie?
Tiru.
Very good.
O!
Now for the last one. Which of my ex-boyfriends had the same name as you?
That one I know. Brian.
Now, did you think I'd make it that easy? I want his last name.
That's not fair. Plus, I'm sure you never mentioned it.
Well, of course I mentioned it, silly.
I swear you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Lol.
No, you
Lol.
didn't.
All right, stop it. I mentioned it, period. If you don't remember, that's your problem. Spit it out.
Adams, De Palma, Ferry, Haskell, Russell, Wilson. Było coś takiego w ogóle? Serio mówiłaś? Adams. Nie, chyba De Palma, Ferry, Haskell, Russell. Coś mi się ten Russell...
Russell.
Oh, Kaimi.
O!
Finally a guy who knows how to listen to a girl. Come here, you've earned a free beer.
Lol.
Though I don't know if I have any
Nie
left
wiedziałem,
that
że to
would
będzie
buy a
takie
nice
proste.
Daily 7 beer brunch. Oh, you're in luck. There's one left.
Thanks, Lokelani. It is truly ice cold. If that deadbeat monkey gets a sore throat, I hope nobody blames me.
Are you alright, Kaimi? You look like you're out of it.
Me? Not at all.
Nie, po prostu małpka
I'm
mnie
gonna take
szantażuje.
a stroll. See ya later on.
See you around.
Dobra, idziemy do tej brudnej małpy. Dobra, mamy... Zaraz. No kurczę, nie mogę się odzwyczaić. Zakosztować jego własnego
Little
lekarstwa.
demon, look what your slave brought. I hope he doesn't pass out.
Co on
down there.
zrobił?
Little demon? Why you... That's better.
Ale czemu on tak
So
dał
much
po
easier to
prostu?
get tokens back on Coney
piwo.
Island. Well, kid, nice to have met you, but I think it's time to go our separate... Oh, jeez, he's hitting the bottle again. Where would he end up if I wasn't taking care of him?
Dobra. Ale to chyba nie działa. Nie wiem, czy mogę to wrzucić. Skoro nie działa... Nie, może na razie nie będę ruszał, bo jeszcze coś spieprzę. Odejdź. Mam tu gdzieś mapę? Nie, raczej nie. Muszę chyba
Yeah, I'll keep inspecting
Whoa.
the island. I'll try to
Co
find
się
that
stało?
cove Lokelani told me about. Maybe her friends can help me out.
Okej.
Well, unless I'm lost, this must be them. And I'm willing to bet the guy with the surfboard is Knife. I'm gonna go check it out.
No okej. Wszystko idzie zgodnie z
Hey,
planem.
you're Knife, right?
Knife.
Sure am, mate. Have we met?
Actually, I haven't. But I've heard about you.
Gnarly, mate. My fame back at the University of California remains. I'm not surprised, though. After so many years trying to finish school, even the professors know me.
No, Lokelani's the one who mentioned you.
Lokelani's one hot babe, eh? She's like totally for my bones, mate. But don't tell Kai or he'll go aggro.
Okay.
Egru.
Hey, I haven't introduced myself. My name is...
I heard that, bro. You just told Brian that Lokelani thinks you're the kind. And no one's gonna swallow that, bro.
He is like totally full of himself sometimes. He thinks the fact that some shark chowed down on his
Oh.
boys enough to impress a Betty. Like, wait, what did
Rekin
Lokelani say
odgryzł
about it?
gościowi nogę.
Not
No,
much. She
nie
just said
fajnie.
you're crazy about surfing.
How could I not? I was born in Byron Bay.
Where?
Byron Bay, in Australia, mate. The place with the bitchinest airs on the planet, buddy boy. Thing is, when I was a kid, I didn't like surfing. I was all into underwater diving. California's where I got all hyped on surfing, but crikey, over there in Cali, it's majorly packed. You know you gotta reserve a wave at least 2 days in advance.
No, I didn't. Hard to
Ciekawe
believe.
ile
I'm telling you, and don't think that means you
Runaway
get to ride it
dwójka
alone.
będzie miał
Nah,
odcinków.
they rent it out to so many mates at once, you feel like you're surfing in a public toilet.
So of course you decided to come here for the peace
Mam
and
nadzieję,
quiet.
że nie za dużo z
Right,
tego
too.
wyjdzie, że
When I
jakoś
was a
szybko to
freshman in
przejdę.
surf and sciences, I saw him do a demo in a video, and it was so gnarly that I dropped out of college to become a student. Kai rules, mate. People say he's a bum just because he spends 16 hours a day resting, but all the masters have to meditate.
I guess that video was recorded before he lost his leg, right?
Negative, mate. The most awesome thing is that his mastery is greater with that iron leg than most people with... Hey, you're not trying to get him to give you classes, are you?
Don't worry,
Nie.
surfing's not my thing.
You're not into surfing? Whoa, what's up with that? I knew there were some freaks out there, but... So, what brings you to Mala then?
O Boże, tyle gadania. Mówiłeś, że on wcześniej studiowałeś surfing na...
Before, you said you studied surfing at the university.
Full on, mate. Since people spent all day on the beach and the classrooms were empty, the uni decided to dream up some more interesting majors and the students were majorly stoked.
O
It was
kurczę.
mythical, mate. I, for instance, signed up for 14 different majors. From
Taki
space sciences to
wypoczęty
applied
byłem.
Tai Chi,
A,
plus adventure
i
sports
nagle
theory and
zrobiłem się
practicum and
śpiący.
California
Ale to
punk
przez tą
aesthetics.
pogodę.
I didn't go to class much, but it was cool to
Szaro
say
za
your
oknem,
major was
nie
one of those
fajnie.
rad subjects.
Lokelani told me you have
powiedziała,
a
no i co w
motorboat.
związku z tym?
Lokelani's a sweet babe, ain't she? So what about the motorboat?
Tak, pożycz. Jak kręcisz się do motorówką po okolicy, by odnaleźć odpowiednie fale.
I think he used the motorboat to look for waves on the nearby islands.
No, that was before. The guys in green told me to whip out their guns and shoot me if I use it. They must hate surfing so much that one of them says he wants to fly over the beach in a helicopter
tak,
while I'm surfing
czyli-
and use me for target practice. People are just totally wacko.
Rozumiem, że nie można od tak sobie pływać motorówką. O,
Could I borrow your motorboat?
No
niemożliwe.
regrets, mate. If those army thugs catch you, they'll rough you up and leave me boatless. Then forget looking for waves, cars, classes, and everything surfing means. Plus, just this morning I tuned it up, and I don't want you screwing it up.
What does everything surfing means stand for, if I may ask?
Mate, surfing is a philosophy of life. On the one hand, it forces you to let yourself get carried
Ale ten
away
jest
by the currents of
nakręcony
nature.
tym
And on
surfingiem.
the other, it makes you control the situation so you won't wipe out. To achieve that, which is the essence of surfing, you just need two things: balance and foresight. 3 days, mate. 3 days without riding a wave.
Balance and... Hold on a minute, Knife. We'll talk later.
All right, mate. You're in charge. Hey, do me a favor. Don't go into
Równowagi.
my hut, because my kid's in there flipping out with a console I picked up while we were having breakfast at Lokelani's. And now that he's quiet for once, we better just leave him alone, in case he decides to come out and ruin this peaceful moment.
Balance and foresight. Those are the exact words Lokelani used when she mentioned the bucking bronco.
No, dobre są tutaj
I can
podpowiedzi.
convince him that he can practice surfing on it, then maybe he'll lend me his motorboat. The bad thing is that Lokelani says it hasn't been working for a long time.
Dlatego musimy naprawić mechanicznego byka. No i nie tylko mechanicznego byka, też jest stoisko fotograficzne. I coś jeszcze chyba tam było zepsute, albo mi się wydaje. No i wtedy przyjdziemy tutaj do noża. Coś tutaj widziałem. Plastikowa butelka. Weźmiesz ją, czy...
Perfect complexion ink, talcum powder.
Talk?
It might come in handy. I don't know why they say talcum powder smells like babies. To me it smells like talcum powder.
To jest jeden składnik do kredy, tak? Jeśli dobrze pamiętam.
I wish my friend Saturn were here. Sculpture is one of his passions, and I'm sure he'd like it.
No tak, jeśli pamiętacie Saturna z pierwszej części.
Better learn to control that urge to destroy things for no reason.
Ten naukowiec. Znaczy, nie naukowiec, co ja gadam. Rzeźbiarz po prostu. Naukowiec. Czemu naukowiec mi się nawinęło na język?
I just don't get it. While I was talking with Knife, Kai called me by my name, but I'd swear I never mentioned it. I'll go ask him about it. Excuse me for bothering you, Kai.
Aloha, Brian.
Brian.
How do you know my name?
You mean you never mentioned it?
Not as I remember.
Well, I must have heard it around town, brah.
That's funny, because I just got to this island.
Welcome, then. Do you plan on sticking around, brah?
No way. I'm just passing through. Or more like I just dropped in by chance.
No. Stay as long as you want, brah. I like it when you Malihini come to live here. As long as you don't make noise, and you let me meditate in peace. There's fewer and fewer of us who speak Hawaiian, though. And it's sad to see the traditions disappear. I bet you don't even know that Mala, the name of the island, means garden.
I'd love to learn Hawaiian, but I have no time to waste.
Hang loose, brah. Nothing in life is worth running away. First you have to ask yourself about Damana'o and things. What they truly mean. And the best way to do that is to lay down and take a load off for a while.
Darn, the main reason I came was to ask you a few questions.
Whatever you want, bro.
Czy jest jakieś przejście do wojskowe, którego
Do you know if there's
nie
any way into the
pilnują?
military camp without being seen?
Not a one, bro. Those soldiers are as wa'awa'iki as they
Wa'awa'iki.
seem. They set up around the Tiki Temple, and that place is practically impenetrable.
Kurde, jak tutaj w Black Mirror coś tam mogłem sobie pogadać, bo te dialogi nie było tak długie i nie było ich aż tak dużo, to tutaj nie mogę się odezwać po prostu. No, mało akcji, a dużo rozmów.
I've heard you're a surfing hero, even though you're missing a leg.
No big deal, bro. People who don't think exaggerate all the time. Lots of talking, lots of hurrying, and little meditating.
Ta za
People should spend more
medytacji,
time lying in a
snu,
hammock.
a nie
Plus, if that
medytacji.
shark hadn't
Ja
gnawed my
wszystko
leg off,
wiem.
nobody would talk about me.
Faux? O, co... Kurde! Głupi Jakuku się przebija.
It must be hard to live with a prosthetic leg.
Maybe at first. Until you find someone missing the opposite leg who has the same taste in shoes as you. So just imagine, I'm saving a fortune.
What a faux pas, that shark mess.
Faux
Not
pas.
as much as you think. Since then, I look at things from a much calmer perspective. And I appreciate certain things I wasn't interested in before. I got my parents' house back and moved into it. I took Knife in as a student to convey my knowledge to him, and I started to study my own island. Its past, its animal life, its customs. But mainly it helped me discover my true calling. Meditating.
I'm curious about your peg leg.
It's a leg made of flexible black metal, especially for athletes. But I don't think you can see it, bro. Knife's kid Koala stole it from me this morning. The little rugrat was playing with the sand, and I guess he used it as a shovel. Who knows where he hid it?
Getting back to what
Chyba
we were
wiem, gdzie.
discussing. According to Lokelani, your grandpa was a witch doctor.
Nani Koki, Lokelani, huh? Yeah, my grandpa and my great-grandpa before him was the island's official kahuna and official witch doctor of the poultry
Bóg
guy.
drobił.
His specialty was bringing poultry shop chickens back to life.
Przywracanie do życia kurczaków zakupionych w sklepie. Fajnie.
Is it true that if a bird dropped dead, your grandpa could revive it?
That was his specialty as a kahuna. He was called Kini Papamoa, which means something like King of the Sick Poultry.
Ciekawe
He
nazwy
was
tutaj
so
mają.
famous, they showed him on TV around the world, until the National Bird Lovers Association denounced mistreatment of our fine feathered friends, and he was never allowed to revive a bird again. Then he started learning Reiki to use as a hangover remedy, but he never seemed to be very good at it. Maybe it's because he only had one hand.
Aha, czyli dziadek miał jedną rękę, a ty masz teraz jedną nogę.
I guess you must know a thing or two about witch
Z
doctoring.
pokolenia na
My
pokolenie
grandfather
pewnie
would
coś
always take me to his
przekazywane było,
Hawaii,
nie?
his ritual hut, which is where he would teach me everything a good kahuna should know. Sharks are the spirits of our ancestors. To revive a bird, add a bit of this and a dash of that. Do this, do that.
Aha, spoko.
So, your great-grandpa was a witch doctor too?
Yeah, bro, they say he was a specialist in hearing the future through the sound of waves. Though I've also heard he was born without one of his ears.
Urodził się bez jednego ucha. Ja. Nani koki.
What does Nani Koki mean, referring to Lokelani?
Pretty much the same as Hilu Hilu. But Lokelani is much more than that. You gotta admit that Kio has turned into one real huilau. I'm just saying that 'cause that nice fat manu she has, and that incredibly uli pair of pekekeu, get my mind to think of nothing but lele, and more lele.
I'm not sure, but that sounded a bit gross.
Why? It's just that the girl has turned into a true pet fanatic, which is just 'cause of that big fat parrot she has. With that incredibly wide pair of wings that get my mind to think of nothing but flying, and more flying. What did you think I meant, bro?
Me? Nothing. But I still don't know what it means if
No
you
mi też
say
tak to trochę
Lokelani
dziwnie
is Nani
zabrzmiało, nie?
Heck if I know.
Może niekoniecznie
I think it
obraźliwie,
means the
ale...
same thing as when Knife says she's a hot babe. Or something like that.
Maybe we should talk about witch doctoring some other day.
Alright, bro.
Bra.
What does that word bra mean
No,
that you say so?
bracie, nie?
I
Pewnie
wouldn't know how to
coś
translate
takiego.
it, bro. Hold on, maybe Knife knows. Listen, bro.
What do you want, mate?
Hey, how would you
Aha,
translate
czyli
bra,
ziom.
bro?
I don't know, mate.
Think harder, bro.
Hey, the one who speaks the Hawaiian lingo is you, mate.
Yeah, but I want to know how to say bra in your language.
No, mate, I don't know what bra means.
You sure, bro?
Don't go aggro on me, mate.
I can't stand the way that bra's always saying mate all the time. Sorry, Brian. You're just gonna have to find out then.
No tak,
I'll
to jest
just keep
tylko...
strolling around the island.
Aloha kaua, Brian.
Znaczy
I'm
bra,
just gonna keep
to znaczy ziom, no no.
meditating for a while.
O. Dobre.
I don't see the reason for
Dlaczego
doing
nie widzisz powodu, żeby go zniszczyć?
that. I wish my friend Saturn were here. Sculpture.
Dobra, ale... Stary... Dzieciak bawił się w piasku, tak? I używał nogi jako łopatki. A, ja wiem, ja już pamiętam. Dobra, wchodzimy jeszcze do
After what
szałasu.
Knife said about his son, I'd better stay out.
Co, nie mogę
Better
wejść?
not. If I go in and get the kid in a tizzy,
A. Okej, czyli nie mogę wejść. No, rozumiem. A mogę na przykład tędy przejść? Nie, tutaj ekran mi się nie
there's a
przesuwa.
cute little in a motorboat.
Ziom, ale z tobą chyba jeszcze do końca nie pogadałem.
How's it?
Just what about you?
What's the meaning of those movements you were making before?
Tai Chi, mate. Since I can't surf, I have to do something to keep in shape.
If I told you that I know how you could start surfing right now, would you lend me your motorboat?
Mate, you are more mythical than the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red
How
Hot
can I
Chili
do
Peppers?
that?
Well, it's not quite ready yet, but I'm working on it.
Mate, you're killing me. I almost wiped out. But okay, if you give me a way to surf, I'll lend you my boat.
It seems weird to me that you have a son.
Koala? He is even weirder.
Koala.
I'm not sure whether he'll turn out to be a criminal or an artist.
Jesteś za młody, żeby mieć syna.
You look too young to have a son.
I'm telling you, mate, it just happened once, kind of by chance. I met this hot, amazing, mythical babe who digs adventure sports and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We were kindred souls, but hers was in a bikini. The thing is, when Koala was born, she got the chance to climb Mount Everest on a tightrope. So of course she bailed. Then she did this round-the-world hydro bike tour, then some other expedition, then another. So, I guess she'll come back someday, but I try not to let it get to me. There's too much stuff to keep me busy, and freaking out is for nerds.
Did you say your kid's name is Koala?
Dlaczego żeś
No,
go tak
mate,
nazwał?
actually his name is... It's... Mike. Well, eventually I'll
Ziom.
remember. I call him Koala because of this cartoon movie he's watched like 10 bazillion times. One of the characters is this blue alien, but the kid kept yapping, "Look at the koala!" Since he saw one when he went to visit his grandparents that summer, it was koala this and koala that. So now, he's stuck with Koala.
Why do you think he'll be a criminal when he grows up?
'Cause he's killing me, mate. Me and everyone else, 'cause he can't sit still for a second. He doesn't actually speak, but his actions speak loud enough. This morning, while we were having breakfast at Lokelani's, he started raging on this military mate, who almost whacked him to the other side of the island. And he's one fast little bugger too. If you turn the other way for a second, he'll totally whip your butt. By the way, that Lokelani's a hot babe, eh?
What makes you think he'll be an artist?
Didn't you see the sand turtle the little tyke built? I'm like totally amazed at the way he works with his hands. He made it in like 2 seconds, mate, right before going out for breakfast. But ever since he got his hands on that console, he's locked himself in the house and it's goodbye turtle.
Let's leave your son be.
Yeah, mate, if he gets bored with that game Power Station or whatever it's called, you're gonna freak.
I'll
Dobra,
just leave you alone here,
więcej
Knife.
już nie mam nic do gadania tutaj. Pomost. Zobaczmy.
I'll go look.
Zobaczmy tą motorówkę. No. Nie jest zła.
Not the latest model, but it'll do. No, Knife might think I want to steal it.
O, tu jest jakaś skrzynka z
It
narzędziami.
most likely belongs to Knife. I'll take it. Knife probably won't mind. Not
Jasne,
much
że
in
nie.
it. Wrenches and screwdrivers and things like that. But some tools is better than no tools.
Dobra, ale wyciągnij może coś z niej.
It has wrenches and screwdrivers inside.
Aha. Jasne. Dobra, wyjdź stąd. Wyjdź stąd i myślę, że zakończymy odcinek, tylko... No co następne mogę zrobić? Tutaj myślę, że wszystko załatwione. Ale dobra, się zobaczę w następnym odcinku, jak już będziemy grać. A więc dzięki za oglądanie, mam nadzieję, że się podobało i jeśli tak, ocencie, skomentujcie film i do zobaczenia w następnym. Trzymajcie się, cześć.